But we're going to move on now to hearing directly from Pat Charlesworth. Pat and I have worked out some kind of questions and answers. So Pat, if you unmute yourself. Right. You and I have been talking since the very start of lockdown, and I know you think the website's really important, and I wonder if you could share with people your thoughts on why that's the case.
It is very important, especially as we are facing another lockdown, so that people can talk about what's going on for them. It's a way of being part of something.
Absolutely. And I mean, do you think that, thinking about that, do you feel that people with learning disabilities, their voices have been heard in the media and indeed in the community?
No, I don't think we have. And we need to hear from people with severe and profound learning disabilities, and from people with autism as well.
Absolutely. So there have been, there are some sites where people have been collecting stories like National Voices, like the BBC, but actually the voices of people with learning disabilities, they're not really accessible to us. I know you feel that although, as Sheila pointed out, some really dreadful things have been happening, COVID has actually shown us some opportunities as well. And I wondered if you could talk about that.
Yeah, we aren't just sitting around passively waiting for things to happen. So many of us have learned how to use things like Zoom and Microsoft Teams. Once we are given a chance, we can show that it is wrong to say, you got a learning disability, you can't do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can remember way back in March having discussions with you about kind of how to get onto Zoom and onto Microsoft Teams. And you've done it, and so many people with learning disabilities have. But I know an awful lot of people who don't have learning disabilities who just haven't been able to manage it. And as you say, I think it really shows what people with learning disabilities, autism, special needs can offer when they're given the chance and they can meet the challenge and have been sharing with us, for example, the ways in which young people have been working to support the community with food parcels and food banks. And I think those stories are all over the place. People with learning disabilities are active in the community. So one last thing, this is a site not just for adults, it's for children with special needs and disabilities as well. And when you look back over your, if you don't mind me saying so, your long life, Pat, I know you wish that you'd had the opportunity to share stories much earlier on.
Yeah, yes, it would have helped me a lot when I was growing up. Stories are very important to talk about what is happening to us. We are part of this history and we need to be listened to.
Absolutely. I'm sure that everybody who's muted is actually cheering that.